guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Beat. I'm your boy Geno the artist.
And I'm your girl, the DiDi Skky.
Hey.
I love that top. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely good. You're just giving me all of my life.
It's giving me all, I'm giving all my life right now. And that it goes to your red ruby lip you have on there.
Yes, pucker up. And you see my animal print. She's a man eater. Oh,
here she comes. Watch out, Bush. She'll chew you up. Oh, no. Oh. All right, guys. On today's show, both these amazing talents went to Alabama State University.
Alabama State University. That's right. It's our classmates.
Mm-hmm. That's Bernard Calloway.
That's right. And my girl, Africa Miranda, author, content creator, and beautypreneur.
Yes.
They are coming to hang out with us and tell us what's going on with them, all of their new ideas, their new creations, things that they're working on. And I'm super excited. I cannot wait to talk to them.
I know. It's been such a long time. I haven't seen neither of them in years.
Absolutely. Well, I was just with Africa not long ago, and Jeff actually invited me to one of his theater shows. So we're going to talk about all of that and a whole lot more right here on Beauty and the Beat.
Beauty and the Beat. Ooh.
And beat. My special guest for today. Oh my goodness. My friend, our friend, Bernard Calloway.
Hey, what's up, Geno? What's up, DiDi? What's going on?
Actor.
Happy quarantine. Happy quarantine.
Listen, exactly. Happy quarantine. Trying to stay safe. That's what we're doing.
Trust. Stay safe. Stay safe.
But you're an.
You know what? Exit.
That's hysterical.
Get out. Get out.
Actor extraordinaire, man. You know what? Okay, so I have to give this experience. Okay, so first of all, did you follow me? What middle school did you go to? What junior high school did you go to?
I went to 3 different middle schools. I went to Faith Christian Academy.
Okay.
I went to Plantation Christian Academy.
Okay.
But the one you are most familiar with is Plantation Middle School.
So you went to Plantation. Okay, because I was trying to see if you followed me from middle school and then high school and then college. So we didn't go to the same junior high school, but we did attend the same high school.
That's right.
High school, Fort Lauderdale.
Come on, don't hate now, Geno. I'm sure you went to an excellent school of higher learning also.
That's right.
Come on.
School of Performing Arts. Dillard School of Performing Arts.
Excuse me.
And then we went on, all 3 of us then went on to matriculate at the Alabama State University.
That is correct. That black and gold, baby.
Yes.
So Jeff, I have to start off out of the box, asking you, how did you know from earlier on that you wanted to go into acting, because you were a football player in school?
Right.
And then you went on to, what was your major in college? Was it theater? Were you a theater major?
Honestly, DiDi, I went into Alabama State University as an accounting major.
Oh.
And an accounting major, music minor. Okay. So Dr. Stewart know how to tell this story real good. Geno, I know you heard her tell it before, man.
Yeah.
But it's this show called The Gospel at Colonus was going on, right? They were still casting for it, DiDi. And me and this group on campus at Alabama State, we were singing and stuff like that.
Right.
And Grenada Mukes, you know Grenada, right, Geno?
Yeah, Grenada, yeah.
Miss Mukes, and Mukes Lambert now, Grenada Mukes Lambert. And she saw me singing, and she asked all of us to come in and audition for the show. She said, you need to do a monologue, and you need to sing a song without any music. I said, a monologue. Okay, what's a monologue? She said, you remember you did your Easter Day performances, you had the long piece. I said, oh, that's a monologue. I said, okay, cool.
Wow.
So I went in there and I sang something from Commission, something a cappella, the gospel group Commission.
Yeah.
Those were my groups. back in the day, Take Six,
That's
Commission, The Winans, Hawkins Family, that's the stuff I listened to back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I went in and I auditioned and I got a role. And as they say, you know, that was history. It's history from there, man. I mean, I changed my major. My dad wasn't happy about it. I changed it from accounting to theater. And I changed my minor to print journalism because, you know, those two go hand in hand.
I looked at your resume. I say, oh, he did that. But one of the shows that stood out the most to me is the show that I wanted to work on was The Good Wife. How was that?
Oh man, okay, so that was a 2-day shoot for me at the time. At the time, I was just a guest star role, and the character that I played was dealing with racial issues.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, now I'm gonna just tell y'all about this because it's all good now, and that stuff passed and stuff. The director was great. The ADs, everybody was great. All the producers, they were awesome. But that stuff I was given, man, it was like if you could think of a rat backed up into a corner. And I given circumstances as people of color, especially people of color who happen to be men. And you put me in this situation, I'm behind bars about doing something I did not do. This is what my character was dealing with, right? So they was like, we want you to be natural. We don't act. You know, they say don't act. I'm like, okay, you know, let me take these words off this paper and give y'all something. I think the stuff that I gave them hit too close to home.
Wow.
Because I was in there living, okay? Yeah. I was in there living, dealing with issues, being called the N-word. Yeah. My mother had gotten killed and I ended up killing somebody else who killed my mom, but they didn't see it my way. They saw it the personal way I love all people who happen to be white. Okay, so my character was dealing with these things. They had these close-up shots on me like this, and you just saw all my emotions and stuff like that. So I don't know as far as that show was concerned, and the script they had written and how they written my character in, I didn't know if they wanted to go down that route. Just
going back, so when you get a role like that, what place do you go to reach a character like that? How do you find a character like that that's not yourself, and especially if you've never been in that predicament before?
Well, I think what you do, Geno, that's a very, very great question. It's something that Dr. Stewart taught us, that Stanislavski. He's one of the who brought on a lot of acting techniques you know about, and he deals with recalling, okay? So what that means is just recalling a moment in your life that brought up certain emotions for a certain given circumstance, right? So that's the foundation where I went straight up in that predicament, in that scenario. I went to like, the first time I didn't be called the N-word when I was working in Missoula, Montana, right? Wow. There was only 3%. Yeah, it was late. 3% black people, brother, in Missoula, Montana at the time. This was 1998. Dr. Stewart got me it was my first gig. It was working with the Montana Repertoire Theater, and we did a tour of To Kill a Mockingbird. I used that exact situation to bring some fire to that situation of racism in 3D right in your face. So it could bring up a true reality, because if it doesn't read real to me, the people that's watching through that inanimate object ain't gonna believe it either.
You are so right. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, working on set, you know, I work in television and film too. And I work with, I work with the main actors every day, you know? And I've learned to really learn my actors as we work together, and I know, and I can see when they go to their place, so I know when to step in and when not to step in. Because when they walk away, I see them go into another space because they're getting ready for that character. So I truly know what you mean. I see them go there. And it's so good. Like when they film, when he says action, they go in, and then they say cut, you see the whole demeanor changes, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they're still left in the character because it's so much, it's so draining, they have to walk away to step back into it.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is why your head got to be screwed on straight being in this business.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, them energies go right and left, y'all. And if your head ain't screwed on straight, you know, these characters can take you to a dark place that you can't come out of.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love my brothers and sisters who are method actors. The method actors are people who live in their skin 24/7 around the clock. People who are method actors, one of my favorite method actors is Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
But that cat stays in character. You must call him his character's name on set. If you don't call him the character's name on set, it's going to be a problem.
Okay.
You know,
and
they go home. They take the
characters. Who's one of his characters?
Abraham Lincoln. He played Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right? He played Abraham Lincoln. He didn't want anybody on set to call him anything outside of that. They did. It was going to be a problem.
You know who's like that? Yeah. You know who?
Go ahead,
I worked on a film, Cherish the Day, with Cicely Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And she told all them, when I'm on set, my name is Miss Luma. When I'm off, I'm back to being Miss Tyson.
Oh, that is just so powerful. I think that is such an actor has the ability to do what no one can do. I think that is just such an amazing attribute to have, to be able to go into those characters. I remember you and I, Jeff, when we took Dr. Stewart's class together, and when I initially joined her drama class, her acting class, and I'll never forget, she took us to a funeral home.
Oh my God, you remember that?
I absolutely remember, because I don't know if you remember, I was the one that wouldn't go in.
Look, DiDi, I remember because you know why I remember? We were doing Blues for Mr. Charlie at that time, and I was playing a pastor.
I'm telling you, yes, I was outside. I would not go in, and that Dr. Stewart, I remember her, she grabbed me and she was talking, and she said, and this is acting. You have to dig deep down in that pit of your stomach, what you're feeling. And I didn't want, that wasn't a place that I wanted to go to. Meaning that place, meaning mentally, you know. Dealing with the death of my brother and the death of my best friend, you know, and she was like, this is where your emotions come from. This is how you control. And I just was not, I was like, I absolutely don't want to do it. I just could not do it. So I just give you guys, I give you so much props to be able to do that and have the ability to be able to reach down and grab emotions and feelings that you've had, you know, in your life, to be able to bring this character to life.
And remember the lines.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that's literally where I start, you know. Just like with Shakespeare, the action is in the words. He write everything out right there for you.
Right.
Your job as the actor is to go disseminate what these words mean, right? Because once again, you can't dumb down the audience. You know what I'm saying? You can't think that the audience won't know, even if they don't even know exactly what you're saying, the emotions that you emote in the given circumstances and the intentions that you use reads to them. You see what I'm saying? If they see it, they'll know if it's real or not. Because if it ain't real, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna check out.
Right.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, Jeff. So you have theater experience. You go between theater, live theater, TV, and film.
Yep.
So,
and commercials and voiceovers.
All of that. How?
Yeah, man.
How do you? How do you go between the different genres of acting? How do you switch over? What methods do you use to practice to say, okay, now I have to go before a live audience in theater. I'm going to do this type of training.
Lots of shots.
What do you do?
Yeah, lots of shots. Tequila shots. No, you talking about a lot of shots. A lot of takes. I know what you're saying. That's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me before about going in the medium, going from one genre to the next, from TV to film, the commercials, the voiceovers to theater. I will say that I'm truly blessed. I will first of all say that.
Yeah.
I have it in my blood. My father sang with the Flamingos. He's a recording artist. He's passed now. He's made rest in power. My mother also sings. On both sides of my family, everybody's musically inclined, and everybody sings, and everybody played football or basketball professionally too. You know what I'm saying? So I had it in me real bad. I didn't know that I was going to be an actor until I got to Alabama State and I understood more of what it was.
Right.
Going between each genre, I'll give you a quick example, just real succinct. For instance, when I first, one of my first TV auditions was for Law and Order. Everybody named Mama that's an actor in New York done went in for Law and Order.
Yes.
All of them. Okay. Especially when when the soap operas were still on, right? Guiding Light, One Life to Live, all my children. Everybody went in for that. So I go in, I didn't know Dick Wolf was gonna be in the room, man. Dick Wolf was in the room.
Wow.
I'm nervous, right?
Sure.
So it was really like one of my first TV auditions. So I went in there with all this bravado and presence and this big booming Paul Robeson voice. He was like, hey, time out, stop. He stopped. He said, listen, man, you're inside of a room with only 4 people and only maybe 500 square feet. You don't need to talk that loud. You don't need to be that big. You're not on the stage. You're not trying to reach the back audience.
Okay.
Boy, was that the biggest learning lesson I ever learned. I learned that inanimate object is what we're doing right now, which is natural conversation back and forth, right? Back and forth, natural conversation. That's what people want to see when they're watching movies and watching TV. They want to see something that's relatable to them in that way, right?
Exactly.
When you go see theater, it's more like,
yes.
She's my sister. You know, you're trying to reach the back audience. You're trying to convey this thing with using your whole entire thing. With film and television, right? Geno, this is all they're getting, really.
Yeah.
Right, DiDi, this is all you really getting. They're trying to get all of this.
Right. Exactly.
With theater, it's just that bigger. So I learned how to bring it back in and be more conversational there. I learned how to understand when I'm doing commercials, it's about the product. It's not about me, it's about the product.
Wow.
So my voice works for Pepto-Bismol. This is the quality of my voice that they want, and the timbre of my voice that they want for this certain product, okay? You know, same thing with commercials. Commercials are all about personality.
Yeah.
It's really what it's all about. It's really all about personality. You know, I might be trying to sell some Cheetos or Arby's burger, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Or I might be trying to sell some life insurance for, and it's much more serious.
That's right. So I have to tell you this quick story. I remember being in the theater watching The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. And when you popped up on that movie theater screen, I literally said, "Oh, that's my boy!" Oh, in the middle.
Yeah, do one of these.
Church finger. Oh, my bad. I was so geeked, and every time I see you, like just recently, I was watching the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang series. Watched that on Hulu, and you popped up in there. Tell Method Man, I said, hey, I don't know if you know.
He good people.
Tell Mel, you know, just in case if you see him, tell him I said hi. But yeah, so when I see you pop up, Home Team, I'm like, my guy is doing it. And then of course you invite me out to some of your theater stuff, so I've had the opportunity to see you live.
That's right.
Doing the theater piece with Tashina.
With Tashina, back there in DC.
Yeah.
That's right. It was called the Somethings Go to Birmingham. I can't remember the last name of the.
Yes.
But the family went to Birmingham.
And
it took place back in like the 60s or something like that, when all the bombings and stuff like that was still going on.
And it was so good. And my guy from The Wire was in it with you guys.
Yes. Really good brothers, man. Really good cat, man. Once again, the creator put me in a position to work with people of that caliber, that talent, and to know that I belong in that room.
That's right.
Feels really good to me versus like questioning myself that I used to do way back in the day. Thank you. You know,
so super proud of you, Home Team. Tell everybody out there how to stay in touch and track you down when they need to see you, see what you're working on, what's coming up for you. What are you on social media?
Okay, so, all right. Right now, my website is down, so I'm not gonna send you that.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you to IMDb, International Data Movie Base. Okay. Go to that, International Movie Database, I'm sorry. Go there, you can see everything, especially as far as film and television is concerned, but my whole resume and everything is on there also, if you wanna get at me and see what's going on with me. Later on this year, I worked up with Kevin James maybe a month ago. He has a new show on Netflix called The Crew that I worked on. Okay. So I'm on that. That comes out this fall, you know what I mean? That's that New York coming out now, you know what I'm saying?
What up, son?
Yeah.
And before you leave, let's tell us five music-wise, give us 5 artists that you're listening to right now.
Okay, so I listen to a lot of music. I go across that medium.
That's
so
right.
we gonna start with hip hop. I like Chance. Chance is pretty dope.
Yeah,
But then I got to go back if I'm gonna stay with hip hop, I'm gonna go back to Goody Mob.
Oh.
That's two.
Okay, and Wu-Tang Clan.
You
right.
better say Wu-Tang.
Now, okay, we're gonna start right there with the hip hop because I can go on and on and on that hip hop. Okay, so if you're gonna listen to some R&B, you want to listen to some real good R&B, Jodeci.
You better know it. Come
That's
talk to me.
Joe, listen, come on now, yes. You know what I'm saying? You know, go get it. Oh, see, that's that liquor talking, Geno. That's that liquor talking right now, Geno.
No, I'm just, look, I'm always happy like this.
Now, if I'm gonna go to church, we're gonna go to church. We're gonna go to James Hall.
Okay.
Y'all know who James Hall is, right?
Uh-huh.
And then my favorite commission in the wine is like I mentioned earlier.
Got it.
Oh, wow.
But you got to talk about Fred Hammond on his own entity and the kind of music that he puts out there. And Brother Kirk, I can't exclude Brother Kirk, man. Kirk Franklin, can't exclude him. He did that crossover for us, man. He crossed us over completely.
Yeah,
you know?
that's true.
Yeah.
So, but that's just a drop in the bucket. You know?
Okay. That's all we
that was
did.
so good. Tell everybody how they can follow you on your social media platforms.
Oh, IG J Bernard Calloway. IG J Bernard Calloway.
And we'll look
only on Facebook Messenger. I'm only on Facebook Messenger. I don't tweet a lot. It's too much out there for me. So I stick to IG because it's very easy. You put your stuff up, people can see it, and I love IG.
Yeah.
IG, that's what I want to go. Okay, IG, please.
Okay.
Don't get on my nerves. Don't ask me anymore. Okay.
No more questions.
Please. Okay.
Jay,
go and wait.
Love you, man, and thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Yo, DiDi, I love you. I'm very proud of you. It's so great to see somebody from where I was born and raised at and got that lot of their sun in them and that vitamin D out here doing the thing. I am very proud of you. I talk about you all the time.
Likewise, man.
My good brother. Keep shining, brother. Keep putting in work, man. It can't stop. It won't stop.
That's
It
right.
You know won't stop.
Hey, we Hornets for life, baby. Hornets for life. Let's go.
I wish I never met her, I never forget her. It's only if the shoe fits my black Cinderella. But she'll go get her life together. And maybe she'll have a second chance with the fella. Hey, don't you lie to me, don't you lie to me, don't you lie to me, cause I cut you off. Don't you lie to me, don't you lie to me, don't you lie to me, cause I cut you off. Hey, I was in the studio, you was in some liquor house. I was trying to get it all.
Guest is no other than Miss Africa Miranda, my sans, my line sister, honey, of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Yes. Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing well. All things considered, how are you guys doing?
Great. All is well.
We're here. We are blessed.
Think of creative ways to stay relevant, stay connected, and continue in the industry and the field that we're in.
Yes,
bring content and all of that good stuff.
Well, it is definitely.
I guess I can start right off and say, Africa, Jesus, your skin looks amazing. So, in saying that, give me your skin regimen, because I know I have mine, but I would love to know what you're using because your skin looks flawless.
Thank you, my dear. I'm like, even under stress, we can still keep our, our beauty regimens together. I honestly have found that like still taking care of my skin and doing those little things give me rituals to help me stay grounded. So that's been good. My products, Beauty by Africa Miranda, are the foundation of my skincare regimen. My facial elixir is such a great hydrator. So I use that day and night. It's good as a lip treatment. I smooth it on my eyebrows. So it's really good multi-purpose. And then I have a Hydra Essence complexion mist that I use to like wake up the skin, tone the skin, and I use it throughout the day if I just need to pick me up. But my other go-tos that I swear by, Paula's Choice has a 2% BHA liquid. That's like a daily exfoliant. I use that almost every day. That has been transformative. I also use niacinamide, 22%. I don't do it every day, just kind of when I feel I need it.
Yeah.
At night, I do a retinoid. I do my prescription retinoid. I also have a new CBD oil that has retinol in it that Paula Choice sent me, and I actually really like it. So I've been playing around with that a bit. And then every day I still wear sunblock, because people need to realize just because you're inside the house, you still need sunblock.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's my go-to. I have like a very like intricate skincare regimen because black don't crack, but they can sometimes get a little weathered. A few weeks ago, Charlotte Tilbury sent me like a set of all of a lot of their makeup and their skincare stuff. Have you tried the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream?
I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard about it.
It's
everything.
And I'll say this, like, I'm not a fan of La Mer. Like, I feel like La Mer is really just like overpriced grease cream. Like, everybody says whatever. I don't really love it. But I had heard that the Charlotte Tilbury cream was nice, but again, at the price point was just not something that I was necessarily going to run out and get. So when I got the chance to try it, when I tell you, this is something that is worth the splurge. Like, the packaging is beautiful, but the cream itself is so light but moisturizing. Like, if I do it like under, like especially if I know I'm gonna do my makeup, I'll do it then. Or if I've had a couple days where my skin's just feeling a little off, I do it heavier at night. But that Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream is fantastic. It's like my new favorite thing.
So you actually have the title beautypreneur.
So it's like taking entrepreneur.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm trying to pronounce it, but what does that entail exactly? Because I know that you are you're a brand ambassador for various brands as well, from hair to beauty. People actually look to you because you've done, several articles and things like that as well for various brands, and just giving your, suggestions on beauty. And so how did you get that title? What are some of the things that you've done in terms of content creating to get the title that you have?
Got you. Well, beautypreneur specifically just relates to my role as founder of Beauty by Africa Miranda, because it's just a thing of, I'm an entrepreneur, but my focus of that particular company is beauty. So like those of us in that space, that are a lot of female founders who have product-based businesses that are beauty, have just kind of coined the term beautypreneur, because it's a little different when your focus is beauty. So I really use that term just as it relates to my role as the founder of the company. But in terms of like the influencer and like digital content creator world, I do like, my thing is, my production company, ATM Media, partners with international brands to basically do storytelling. Like, that's what I'm passionate about. So it's really helping brands connect with the audience that they need, which is my audience. And my audience is primarily, Black women that love travel, that love beauty, that love, really investing in themselves as individuals to like lead these beautiful and like higher level lives. So I've really found a way to take the desires of my audience, my personal desires and passions, and really create a business around it, which has been something that honestly has been so transformative. I didn't think just because I liked talking about hair or trying these products, or this is a fun place I like to go, that it was something that I could turn, into a thriving business. So it's like, my role as an influencer or a content creator is what led me to be able to become a beautypreneur, because I had the foundation of an active audience that I could then use to grow my own company. Like 2 companies really outside of that.
That's great, awesome. And the same thing for your hair. Geno just inquired about your beauty regimen. What's your hair regimen? Because you're a naturalista. And I've been with you through various, levels of your hair experience. So
exactly.
So where and you just maintain it. You've done such an amazing job maintaining your natural hair, even when you've been the ambassador for hair products. So tell us about that.
Well, really for me, hair isn't like this. It's another way for me to express like how my life is changing and like other pieces of myself. I always say, you don't wear your same clothes every day. You don't wear the same makeup every day. So why should we have to wear our hair the same? And so that's really like where my love of extensions and pieces and all of that grew out of. But really like the personal journey of transitioning to becoming natural, accepting, the hair that grows out of our head. I think for every woman that goes through that process, like it is a very like spiritual and transformative journey, because we receive so many messages that tell us everything about you is not necessarily okay, or your hair is nice if it looks like this. And even within natural hair, like natural hair is great if it looks more biracial or it looks more looser textured. So, I've been on this roller coaster of accepting my hair in all of its forms. And where I'm at with it now is I kind of less is more. Like, I've been a product junkie. I have brands that I love, but I'm at a place where I love my sew-ins. And I love protective styling because as someone with type 4 hair, it allows my hair to thrive and grow, and I can retain length. So if 99% of the time I'm in a sew-in, but I'm not now because we're in this quarantine, so I had to take my weave out. So I took my hair out for you guys today, but normally I do it in a little, I call it like a little milkmaid braid. I have an IGTV tutorial where I show how I do it, and I just blow my hair out and literally do these 2 braids and just keep it simple.
Let's talk about how you actually decided to take your own personal inspirational messages and just things that you've learned throughout your journey to put in this book. Step up and step out and shine.
It honestly, it's like I joke that like so much of my life is on social media and opportunities have come from it, but the book was no different. Like the first time I said the phrase "step up, step out, and shine" was on a Periscope broadcast back in maybe 2015, because I was really talking to fellow creatives about how we can create our opportunities. Like social media is here, the digital space is here. We don't have to wait for someone to call us and say, "Hey, Geno, I think you're a great makeup artist. Why don't you come, and get this gig?" You can show on your own and build a platform to show what you can do that you can then leverage for other opportunities. So that's where the phrase really started. It was about saying, like, if you step up and you step out and start doing those things to promote yourself, you will have the ability to shine. And what happened over the next few years was, as I was doing speaking engagements, I realized that it was connecting with people that weren't just creatives. The phrase and that mantra was connecting with just everyone that they looked at, if you look at your life and you feel like it could be more, that's the phrase that speaks to you, because it says you can take some control. So my publisher reached out to me. She found me on social media. She had been following me. She reached out to me, was like, "I feel like, you should write a book." And I was like, later in life, after I had lived and done a few things, but she was like, "No, I really feel like you have something to share now." And I'm just thankful that I trusted that, because it has been something that has been a blessing. Sorry, technology. This is the problem with Max when everything's connected, because my phone's off, but now it's ringing through my computer. So anyway, but just to bring it all back quickly, was just that, I'm glad that I listened also to her, to what she saw, because that was also, again, someone else seeing something a little bit more in your message than you see yourself. And it's just been a blessing of seeing how over the last 2 years, this book has really been helping people, because I wanted it to be a guide, like not just me saying, "This is how I'm living my life," but for you to say, okay, there are specific things that I can take from this book to incorporate in my own life to see change.
So what's new for you, Africa? What do you plan to do after this pandemic has lifted? I know that you've started your TV show, the Africa Miranda show. You started that back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see more episodes of your show?
What's great, I will say this, the blessing of being a digital creator is that my doors have not closed because of this crisis. Now, it has definitely adjusted some of my opportunities. Like, there are some things that are not happening, that are things that have not been pushed, but the things that I control and that I create, thankfully, are still happening. I saw an opportunity to bring the Africa Miranda show back and do it live. So that's what I've been doing. I have some other episodes lined up. So I won't be necessarily doing it weekly, but it really is just for me about being impactful more than just being seen. So as I have great conversations that I think will serve like the culture and what's going on, I'll be popping up and letting everybody know. But I have an actress I'll be talking to in a few days that I'm really excited about. I also have the Step Up, Step Out, and Shine Digital Media Training Academy that I launched in October. And what has been great about that is that it has, my members are still having like transformative like wins throughout this pandemic. It's really about helping creatives understand how to master their message, but understand how to use social media. Because a lot of people just think, well, if I just get on here and post some stuff and go do what everybody else is doing, I should get I should be getting paid for things or or be seen. And honestly, a lot of people do not understand how to use social media correctly. And I see so many talented people that could be doing more or paid more. And I wanted to help them. So my academy is still open. I'm actually launching another initiative specifically focused on brand partnerships that's going to be announced in a few days. So that'll be coming out as well. What's great is that I still have brand partnerships happening. I just did a partnership with ORS Curls Unleashed. I also signed the largest deal of my career in terms of brand partnership, and that'll be being announced in the next couple of months. So work is still happening. And that's my challenge to those of us in this space. If you control your message, if you have an engaged community, you can still manifest these opportunities. You may have to adjust and, whatever, but we can still promote ourselves. We can still make connections and still have an impact. And to be honest, that's the only reason why I am not as stressed as I would have been maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago when I did not understand what I could do. I've been telling my audience that now we have an opportunity. Well, it's two things. One, it's a great time to revisit, what are your core values? What is it that, what are the really core points of your message, and how are you trying to serve your audience? Because there's the people that are winning during this time and will continue to win are creating with the purpose of serving their audience versus serving themselves. And when you are providing value and help and information or education or entertainment, but if you're doing it from a space of serving, you will be rewarded for that. One, with an audience that will continue to ride for you, but also I believe it will lead to the blessings and the benefits and the financial opportunities that we want and need, as well. And this time is really where we get to build a new foundation, because the world as we know it and how we've approached work and creation is done. And the faster people accept that, I think the faster you can start to then plan for what is now this new, because whatever you're still trying to go about life the old way and go about projects the old way, that's done.
Exactly.
The people, it is time to be innovative in your thinking. It is time to be inspirational so that you can then see increase. Because if you don't, in my opinion, if you don't attack it that way, it's the same way people got left behind a few years ago when they didn't understand what was happening with social media. There's a new shift. There's a new shift happening, and people have to acknowledge it. And it's time to get with that shift, because you will absolutely get left behind.
That again, yes.
Oh, that was. You know what? I can put a period right there.
This is the time to invest in yourself, because we're recognizing that this idea of capitalism and these structures that we've built into, and to be very honest, I think even the idea of celebrity is changing, because what's happening is that you're seeing how tone deaf a lot of the people that everybody's quote unquote admires, how they are in this space. I don't care about your luxurious home and these great things that you have if the average person can't figure out how they're going to pay their rent, their mortgage, and they can't go to work. And I think it's going to be a reckoning again for people. What are you talking about? What is what do you stand for, and what do you have to offer? Because if it's just surface, what we accepted before, the public, and I see it, and it's, especially you can tell on social media, the pulse is changing. The phrase "eat the rich" is coming. People are not here for everybody just flaunting this exorbitant wealth and exorbitant privilege without using it for good or way, or ways to give more value.
That's right, Africa. Thank you so much for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Beauty and the Beat. Tell everyone how we can stay in touch with you, all of your social media platforms.
Absolutely. On all social, I am at Africa Miranda. If you're interested in my products, you can go to beautybyafricamiranda.com or at beautybyafricamiranda. But if you visit me at my home, africamiranda.com, it will give you access to my products, my educational courses, and how we can continue to work together.
And I will be sure I go on so I can get your stuff.
Yes, get your glow. Get your glow. This is the season. Get your glow.
Awesome. I have mine, and I use my elixir, and I actually mix my elixir in with my moisturizer.
It's so good when you do that. It is so that, I always love to know how people use it, because I always tell everyone you can just make your own magic with it. It's so good.
Oh my goodness, my girl Africa Miranda and Bernard Calloway, two of Alabama State's finest, right?
I'm still mad at Jeff. Jeff didn't remember who I was.
We've changed over time, honey. That fine wine, the fine wine. They say
once you're fabulous, you always fabulous,
Yeah. So today's show was absolutely amazing. Continue to post, share, subscribe, tell everyone about Beauty and the Beat, all things beauty, fashion, music, and entertainment. I'm your girl, DiDi Skky.
And I'm your boy, Geno the Artist. That's Geno the Artist. Like, follow, share.
All of that. And on IG and Facebook. You can follow me at the DiDi Skky. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Beauty and the Beat. Beauty and the Beat. Oh. 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 Oh.